Put my song sweet morning when this life is over. Oh, I'll find a way. Oh, I see you love a woman. Our parcel has no show, so hard to fly away. Well, hard, fly away, while very high. I'll fly away in the morning, yeah, when I'm dying. I'll let you have my pie, you know how fly away. Right there. Right there. They just didn't have any drums. So she's the videographer tonight. So a little birdie, I think that little birdie said, "Pennies from heaven." Did it? Yeah. All right, here we go.
See, I haven't heard that song they just played a couple hundred times, but every time they do it beautifully. It's never the same.
None of their songs ever played the same.
They're all just different.
I'm just trying to put it somewhere.
Look at this. Grab that can, please.
It doesn't get everybody.
Pennies from heaven, don't you know peace of the names? Pennies from heaven.
Thank you.
You'll find your Baltic all over town. Well, just make sure your umbrella is turned upside down. Well, traded for all kinds of sunshine flowers.
Yeah.
Oh,
I want to be higher.
So when you hear it on the don't
Yeah, I need like this to be elevated. It's okay. I'm not stressing about it. That's smart. Thank you.
Business from heaven. Oh, don't you know each mountain's business from heaven? Well, you'll find your fortune born all over town. Well, just make sure with your umbrella it's turned upside down. Traded for all kinds of junk, sunshine and flowers. Oh, if you want the things you love, you must have showers. So when you hear that rain coming, don't run under a tree. There'll be pennies from heaven for you. There'll be pennies from heaven for you. There'll be pennies from heaven for you. On me. Oh, yeah.
I gotta ask. Any requests?
I got a request. Can you do the song you did at the Heritage Center? Hidey, 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 hidey.
Well,
They would love it.
okay.
Crowd
Would they
participation.
love it enough to participate?
I'm pretty sure they would. It's Mardi Gras.
All right, here we go. All
Yeah.
right, here we go. Minnie Moochie, you know what to do.
Hey folks, this is the story of Minnie the Moocher. She was a low-down hoochie coocher. She was the roughest, toughest friend, but Minnie had a heart as big as a well. Honey, 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 honey. Honey, 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 honey. Oh, honey, 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 honey. Honey, 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 honey. Honey, 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 well, she messed around with a broke named Smokey. She loved him though he was broken. He took her down to Chinatown. Honey showed her how to get the dogs around. Honey, 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 honey. Honey, 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 honey. Honey, 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 well, she had a dream about the king of Sweden. He gave her things that she was needing. He gave her a home built of gold and steel, a diamond car with it full and wheel. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Skip road, skip road, skip road, zip, zip, zone. Well, the endless townhouse and all his racing horses. Each meal she ate was a dozen courses. $500,000 worth of nickels and dimes. She sat around and counted them all 1,000,000 times. Honey, 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 honey. Ooh.
Hey, that was good, y'all.
I'm gonna do whatever you want me to do.
How about you, Doreen?
Okay, all right, so, all right, we're gonna do, Bill Bailey,
Yeah.
and then I guess we'll do Wouldn't Say So Much in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's Michael Jackson, just pass my phone.
well, Michael Jackson's your, but I'm a drummer. Okay, so we're gonna do that first, because I don't know how that's gonna come out.
There's one more chance to show you that I love you, baby, 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 baby. Forget what happened then, make me live again. Baby, I was blind to let you go, but now since I see you in her arms, steer me off this heart, give back what I lost. Baby, I was blind to let you go, but now since I see you in her arms, don't you back?
Okay, Bill Bailey. And you know, Saints is always one of those ending songs, so you gotta save that for last. So we're gonna do that Bill Bailey, and then you patiently wait, and we'll do that Saints for you.
Won't you come home? I cried the whole night long. I'll be the one sent again. I'll pay the rent, 'cause I know I'm a hero. Remember that rainy evening when I kicked you out? I woke up and pulled up on my tears. Now when I eat a shot, Billy, won't you please come home? Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Bailey. Well, I know you've heard this song many times before, but never like this. See, Bill and his old lady have been together for 40 years, 40 wonderful, blissful years. They were very happy too, and very much in love. He'd wake up in the morning, he'd say, "Good morning, dear, I love you." She'd fix him something to eat in the afternoon, he'd say, "Ooh, that was delicious, dear, I love you." And the last thing he would say at night was, "Good night, dear, I love you." So he was very much in love. So was she. Well, everything was fine and blissful and wonderful until one night, Bill went out to a jazz club, stayed out late, and got struck by lightning. Jazz lightning. Now the after effects were, though he was hearing English and though he was speaking English, his words sounded funny, I mean really twisted. Remember, it wasn't regular lightning that hit him, but jazz lightning. So instead of "I love you, dear," his words sounded really twisted. So it's kind of hard to explain. So I'll let you hear it for yourself. This is what it sounded like. Bill Clinton. Now you may have understood that. You may have liked that. But Bill's old lady, she didn't understand that. All she knew was that the man who used to say "I love you" 15 times a day was speaking gibberish. She even asked him, you know, Bill, ever since she went out to the jazz club, it sounded like you're taking on drinking. Have you been drinking? Well, she decided she would forgive him if he would just say "I love you" once, right now. Bill, you haven't told me you love me in 15 days. Tell me you love me right now and I'll forget the whole thing. Bill looked at her with nothing but love in his eyes. But after being struck by Jazz lightning, his "I love you" sounded a little like this. Do you know what Bill's old lady said after asking for those 3 magic words and getting all that? She said, "Get out, pack your things and go." Bill ain't had nothing but his horn and a fine-tooth comb, so he went on. A week went by, no Bill, she started to miss him. She said, "You know, I love him and everything, but I can't deal with the drinking." But after 2 weeks, she couldn't stand it. She called him on the phone. She said, "Bill, please come home. I'll do the walking, washing, the cooking, pay the rent, shine your shoes, whatever it takes, Bill. Just come on home." Bill said, "Sounds good to me." But you know, after listening to Bill sing in the shower and sing walking through the halls, she actually started to understand it and like it. So before long, they were doing this every morning. And so, you know, people would come from miles around just to hear them sing over morning coffee. Now it's hard to explain, so we'll just demonstrate it to you right here, right now.
Sandy could get us to do that without a full band.
This is my daughter right now. let me tell you.
Yeah, we're missing those drums. So we're gonna do one more, and I'm gonna, meet and greet. This one's entitled "When the Saints Go Marching In," and I'd like to say thank you again for having us here. Sorry about the weather, we can't do anything about that. Yeah, but it's wonderful just to be back and to be playing here and not to be going through, what's that, PTSD? Because, the first time was, Dubuque was like a shining star, because it was our first sense of normalcy after, the storm. And when we returned, it was just wonderful to be back and, well on our way to a wonderful recovery and meeting and playing with Paul and, just having some people that we just met by happenstance that are like family and definitely lifelong friends, so Dubuque has given us so much, just so much. Iowa in general has given us so much because we had another angel on the other side of the state named Jerry Palmer who eventually became our daughter's godfather, so and it's just wonderful. It's been a whole bunch of years and a whole bunch of memories and a whole bunch of wonderful feelings, and it's from y'all, and we really appreciate that. And thanks for bringing us back, and I'm glad you still like what we do, So here we go, with When the Saints Go Marching In.
Okay, man, I gotta say one thing. No, it might be cold, but I'm having a good time.
Let's not get into weather. Just want you to know, ice is beautiful on the trees, on our roofs and on bushes, but not on the street. I left something in the car last night, and this morning, I went to get it. Oh my goodness. Now don't get me wrong, I lived in Connecticut for 5 years when I was in college. And I was absolutely in love with the snow for about a half a day. I mean, I had seen snow before, and you started this. I had seen snow before, but in New Orleans when it snows, a little bit is left on the windshields of the cars and stuff like that. But when I got to Connecticut, I was in college and I had a job and I was working at this fancy restaurant called Amuse. It was inside the museum. I can't think of the name of the museum right now, but the Wadsworth Athenaeum, that's what I was in. And there was this big, beautiful courtyard that I never paid attention to until that day when I was at work and it started to snow. And I didn't realize it had started to snow until it started accumulating on the furniture and stuff like that. And it was so beautiful. I was like, wow. So I went outside of the patio and I just held my arms out, had my mouth open, and my boss came out, came and he saw me standing there. He's like, what in the world is wrong with her? And I got this after the fact. But, and one of the workers said, she's from New Orleans. He was like, oh, leave her out there. But I eventually came inside and finished my work, and I was just so excited because come 7 o'clock, I got off. And I was going to go and play in the snow. I didn't care who saw it, what they thought. I was going to play in the snow. But of course, by the time 7 o'clock came, the snow plows had come through, and all of the snow was ugly and dark. I felt duped. I was like, where's all the good-looking stuff? Well, that was up high on the roofs and, stuff I couldn't reach. And, I was like, oh, that's all right. It'll probably snow tomorrow and next week. And, I'll really be able to enjoy the pretty stuff, before it gets all musty and nasty. And it was garbage day the next day, and so I went to put out my garbage, and I slipped on the ice. And when you slip on the ice, before you can curse, you're on the ground. And that was the end of my love for snow. So I just want you to know, I'm not just speaking as somebody who is inexperienced with this stuff. 5 years I lived in Connecticut, and now when I visit Connecticut, it ain't in the winter. So here we go, y'all. The winter sings for Martinet.
I wear my instrument. If you notice, they pick theirs up. I wear mine. After a few minutes, he just kind of, and I'm an old guy. So I'm gonna take my time.
I have picked up that instrument, and it's heavy before a few minutes.
How would the saints go marching in? Yes, when the saints go marching in. Said I want to really hear like thunder when the saints go marching in. Now when the sun begins to shine, when the sun begins to shine, said I want to bring in that number when the saints go marching in.
Mr. David had my guitar.